Hey tubers, welcome back for another adventure. And I almost whacked myself on this thing. Made one of those deadly moves. Luckily, I managed to bang into the cage to keep from ending up right about over there. And let me show you about what I was doing. So, the engine was obviously running, right? And you can see where the bucket is. You can see various roots out there. Notice how I have my track turned, right? Notice how narrow I am right here. So what happened is, you know, I'm digging away, happy as could be. I have the engine going slow. And I was about right there, and I curled the bucket and I pulled back, and what it did is it took the whole machine and shot it forward, right? At which time, obviously, I let go of this. As I banged into this, I went to grab onto it, and the thing teetered backwards. It let go of the root and it teetered backwards. So it was close. I really thought I was going overboard, right? You can see the way my knees are, how up high and so forth, that it wouldn't take much to get launched right out of here. So that was my near fatal move. What was I doing wrong? This machine wasn't meant to dig sideways like this. It's really meant, come on up. And you can see how much this is bouncing because I got it sideways. Curl up. This is really meant to dig with the blade out front and the blade down like that. And that gives you the maximum ability to dig without doing a face plant. Obviously wasn't doing that because I was trying to be convenient. I kind of had the tracks going in the way of the ditch, so as I was digging, though it was convenient because once I dug a little bit, it was just a matter of moving forward, right, and doing it that way. So my fault, my bad. I almost damaged myself by doing that. I've got about 7 hours on this machine. I've spent about 2 hours moving stuff around. I've been traveling a lot lately, so I haven't been home to get the work done I've been wanting to get done. But let me show you what I've been up to. You can see my house and garage, and this is the drainage ditch that runs along the property line. And you can see it was about that high. I'm not sure how much depth you could see, but from there to the deepest part of the ditch, it's gone down about 3 foot. And if I walk you over here, you can see by the various roots and so forth, right, how high those roots are up and so forth, particularly even here by where this drainage pipe is, right? I've managed to drop the level of this ditch almost a foot, right? So hopefully that gets the water level way down. We've had a dry season. Normally the water table would have 6 inches or so worth of water in here, and it'd be flowing out. So as you can see, it's been crazy dry. So to be able to dig this much ditch in 6 hours sure beats having to do it manually. As a matter of fact, I was digging right here when I almost pitched the whole machine into the ditch. As a matter of fact, that's probably the root clump I was fooling with. You guys could see some of the rocks, right? I moved that rock with it, right? compared to my foot. You can see it's a couple of feet long, 18 inches or so wide, about a foot thick, right? So that's a few 100 pounds of rock. There's a few of the others that I dragged out of there. The machine itself has been nothing but a pleasure to use. It's nice when you check the gas, check the oil, check the hydraulic fluid, turn the key, it's running, and you're off to digging, right? There's no jacking around with anything, having to hot wire, twist, turn, curse at, warm up, you know, massage, kick, bang, and so forth to get the machine running. It just starts, runs, moves, does everything it's supposed to. It doesn't drip anything, doesn't use any oil, doesn't leak any oil, hydraulic or motor oil. It's just a pleasure. The thing does use a little more gas than I thought it would. That has surprised me a little bit. It does have, I guess it's a 16 horsepower Briggs & Stratton on it, and maybe that's a bit of a hungry engine. I do have it was sold by a company known as China Diesel. It's a, how does one say it? It means elk in if the symbol is that of an elk. Shibarua, something like that. Diesel machine, and that thing, I can run it all day, put a half a gallon in and have something left in the container. It uses no fuel. This thing with the Briggs & Stratton, it's much tougher. Now, I've mentioned that I've also used this to kind of tow things around. I just hook a couple of ropes down off of this, extend it out a little bit, grab whatever I need to move, and, you know, turn around backwards on the seat and drive along, right? The controls, piece of cake to use. I don't know if this is known, what are they, John Deere stick or a K stick. This is up down, right, for the boom. This is curl and uncurl for the bucket, right? This is rotate left, right, the whole machine, obviously. And this guy here is extend and retract. So there are the controls, easy to use, right? Forward, reverse. This guy does the blade, the blade up and down. And that foot pedal is what operates this guy. I got the thumb with the machine, and I thought it was the greatest thing in the world. I was thrilled to have the thumb. The one bad thing about the hydraulic thumb, when you're digging, especially if you're in a narrow ditch, this kind of hits the bank a little bit on the near side. When you have the mechanically operated thumb, you're able to fold this more out of the way. It would be a pain in the neck to remove this and so forth, so I'm just going to kind of enjoy it as it is. The machine's been stout and sturdy. I haven't seen any wear, any bending, right? If you want to mess with trees, that's how you screw the hoses up. You tear the hoses out. So I got to cut all that back. But it's just been a pleasure. Once again, I've only had it for, you know, it's got to be about 8 hours on it, and 6 of it was fooling with this, and about 2 of it was just kind of like moving stuff around. Actually, about an hour of moving stuff around. I guess it came in, I bought it, it had about an hour on it. So it's just been good. I have no complaints. I would recommend it. This is obviously the Typhoon. The, where does it say Terra 1? It's a Terra 1. That's, oh, there it is. Terra 1. Paint's been good. It seems to be staying on, right? It's not chipping off easily. Fit and finish seems fine. It's really been a pleasure so far. I truly do recommend it. And by the way, they're not paying me in any way, manner, or form. I didn't manage to get any kind of discount or anything. Okay. For anybody considering one, I would recommend it. I would recommend saving your money. I bought it on eBay, and it was delivered to the house. It was just under, it was like $5,300 and change. I left it on a PayPal credit card. Not wise, because they charge you 24% interest. And just to make the numbers go easy, 24% is 2% a month. 2% a month on 6,000 is $120 a month in the interest payments. So I'm working real hard at trying to get this thing paid off. I think I have one more $2,000 payment left, and I'll be free from the burden of that. Yeah, I mean, when you look at your credit card balance and they're asking for like $160, you say, oh, what's the big deal? But when you realize that 105 or 110 of it is interest, you're like, whoa, that's a lot of money to pay out in interest. I got to get this paid off. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's been a good machine to me, so I'm happy with it. I want to thank you all for watching and commenting and subscribing. Make sure you're awake when you play with your heavy equipment. You know, all the other things you should be thinking about, like don't move it around if you're not sitting on the machine. It really should have a seat belt. I'm not quite sure why it doesn't. As a matter of fact, that might be one of those add-ons that I throw on it just to keep myself rooted where I need to be rather than flying out of here. Once again, feet down, heads up. I want to thank everybody for watching and commenting and subscribing. Remember to get out there and enjoy each and every day. You don't know how many you're going to get, so make sure you have some fun. Bye now.